one of the greats to ever put on a uniform for BYU women's basketball. She is our elite analyst as well, Kristin Kozlowski. Welcome, Kristin.
What up, 2K?
Thanks for having me. This is awesome. We're in Vegas again.
For the last time.
I know, that's a little bittersweet, right? A little sad.
It is bittersweet. We've had a good run here.
Well,
it's going to be fun in Kansas City.
Such a good analyst that you're probably going to be asked to come back here at some point. You work for the West Coast Conference.
People are going to ask you to do.
You call games in the NCAA tournament. This is not your last run doing tournament basketball in Las Vegas.
You know what? I love the people that are associated with the WCC, so I would be honored to come back and call some games here. It's been fun to work with just amazing people.
The Gonzaga Invitational has been fun over there. It really has. You know, hopefully BYU can do some damage, which brings us to today's women's game, the first game of the day. We were talking about kind of the matchup and what we think men versus women. The women have an interesting one because Pepperdine comes in with a dramatic, emotional win. But how much gas is left in the tank? Meanwhile, BYU is probably a little ticked off at some of the WCC awards and whatnot. So how are you feeling about the matchup?
That's always the question, right? Like, how tired is Pepperdine going to be after yesterday against Santa Clara? And they had to fight back. They were down 14 late in the third quarter. I mean, it wasn't just a blowout win for this team yesterday, who's actually limited roster-wise. Like, their whole sophomore class is out. Their leading scorer, Ali Stedman, is out. And so the question mark will be for Pepperdine, do they have enough energy? Can they muster up enough intensity, I think, to defend? We saw them kind of in spurts where they could defend Santa Clara and got some stops. And then you look at BYU, you mentioned the chip on their shoulder, but they're not necessarily coming in on an upward tick right now. I mean, they've lost 7 of their last 10 games, and so I just think that they've been struggling, and coming in, the chip on the shoulder has to be there. I think you have to play with an edge when you get down here in Vegas. I don't doubt that Lauren Gustin will show up with that edge. Now,
she does every game,
right? You know what you're going to get from Lauren Gustin. You know she's going to show up. She's going to be the anchor inside. She's going to be that muscle in there, that toughness in there. Lead the team in rebounding. She's been pouring in some offense. I mean, last game against Pepperdine, she had 30 points. Her career high, 30 points, 16 rebounds. She plays well against this Pepperdine team. So that's an advantage for BYU.
Because BYU has lost 4 or 5 and 3 straight, I just feel like they're a caged animal right now. That's what I feel like. And it's like, okay, game starts. You've got all this pent-up frustration. You go and you attack. Am I crazy to think that a team that has lost 4 or 5 and 3 straight is going to come out and play well, and not just play well, but I think they might dominate Pepperdine today?
I agree with you. I think you're going to come out and see a 15-plus win. You know, 15-point-plus win or 20-point win.
Bunch of homers here. That's what we think.
I'm not being a homer here, but I think that you're going to get a really good Nani Falatea tonight, and that's the key for BYU. Gustin has been the key in moments, but she can't do it herself, and we've seen that. In games where they struggle, Nani has struggled. And you're only as good as your point guard when she's handling the ball so much, or if she's turning it over, and we've seen Nani kind of be up and down in terms of turning the ball over and leading this team. She's a sophomore. I get that. Like, she's young. There's a lot of pressure on her, but that's what you play for. That's the moment you want to be in this situation. And so I think in this game today, it's Nani Falatea is the key for BYU. How she comes out, how she pushes the ball, what she does defensively, don't take breaks. Like, she plays a lot of minutes. BYU is very limited with their depth. They're a 7-tight rotation. All 7 play 19-plus minutes. Below that, everybody's 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, there's not a lot of depth for this BYU team. So for Nani, she needs to pick her moments where she does get a little bit of rest here or there, and it can't be on the defensive side. This is something the coaches have really implemented with her and said, you cannot take a break on the defensive side, because what you do defensively leads to your offense, and she's pushing the ball in transition. So she's going to be a key, I think.
Gustin and Falatea are 2 and 3 in the league in minutes per game. They play a ton, as you mentioned. So who else among that tight 7 is going to be the Y factor for BYU today, besides Lauren Gustin and Nani Falatea?
For me, it's going to be Kaylee Smiler, and I think she's probably the most underrated player on this team. And I've tried to push her and talk about her a little bit more, but Smiler is a player that doesn't get enough credit for her defense and what she's done. I mean, she held Brenna Maxwell, who is the leading 3-point shooter in the nation, hit a 3-point shot in every single game.
Didn't against BYU.
We saw her last Saturday and shut her down, and she did not hit 1 3-point shot in that game. Smiler's 5th in the conference in blocks per game. I mean, she's a guard. Like,
that's gnarly.
It's really incredible what she's been able to do on the defensive side of the ball. And so Smiler is key in terms of the matchup with Marley Walls and slowing her down. Marley Walls, outstanding game yesterday against Santa Clara, 17 points. She's steady Eddie for them. And
she plays every second.
She does, right. She absolutely does. When you have Ali Stedman out, your leading scorer, they have to rely heavily on Marley Walls. And so For Smiler, it's going to be what can she do defensively. That's where she becomes my X factor and the presence she impacts the defensive side.
She's one of the best players ever at BYU that didn't know BYU existed. In the deep blue, she talked about, I was going to go to BYU Hawaii. I didn't even know there was BYU.
Stay by the beach. That was her mentality.
Yeah, from New Zealand, I get it.
Kristin Kozlowski is with us on BYU Sports Nation. Kristin, let's say BYU gets through Pepperdine. A matchup with San Francisco, a team that just beat BYU a couple of weeks ago on their home floor in San Francisco, awaits. How do you feel about the matchup on a neutral floor in Las Vegas against the sharpshooting Ioana Kermili and the Dons of San Francisco?
Kermili is very scary. I think she gets down here with the lights on in Vegas, and she's a gamer. Like, Kermili has had incredible games, and not just in Vegas, but particularly against BYU. She plays well, but go back to when they were in Provo, Smiler once again did an outstanding job on Kermili. And so I think that's a tough matchup because San Francisco's a scary team. If they can get going and they can get hot from the outside, they have some bigs that can come out, stretch the defense. Dickey does a good job coming out, hitting threes. San Francisco's scary. But it'll depend upon, I think, for BYU, if they can have multiple players in double figures, balance out the load. It can't just be Gustin inside. San Francisco has Dos Santos back, which is a big inside that can kind of muscle Gustin in there. So if they're going to rely heavily on Gustin in that game, they're not going to get it done, you know. And as we get to that game, it might be more of a matchup situation.
Would you take Gonzaga or the field in this tournament?
Ugh, this is Gonzaga's to lose.
It's the Gonzaga invitation.
They're so strong this year, and I don't know that you necessarily saw that at the beginning of the year. I think there was a lot more question marks, particularly when Kaylee Trong goes down and that injury 5 games in. She was a starter at the time. Now her sister Kaylin Trong really stepped up, and she performed well.
Player of the year.
Player of the year, and deservedly so. That's a very balanced team, and we've seen that with Gonzaga. We saw it last year. Player of the year comes, not necessarily like these glaring numbers at you, but what Kaylin Trong has done on the floor, she's probably invaluable to what, you know, as you watch her, and she leads and commands and distributes the ball, and then you got Yvonne Ejim. Like, she's a hard matchup, and we saw. I mean, she was able to command the game and take over late against BYU.
Against Lauren Gustin.
And she's the reason they won that game. So they're very balanced. That's a tough one. I just think nobody will be able to rock them off of their pedestal.
All right, let's just have BYU get to Saturday. Both
That's the goal, right? One game at a time.
Win today, just get to Saturday.
Not on the team, guys. Till Monday, okay?
Fine, get to Monday, and
Monday
then we'll see
I'm
what happens. Kristin, we look forward to your calls today. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a little bit.